lies, a lot of deceiving. Very similar to high school.
Ooh, I think I figured it out. The Illithid are just the popular kids.
Exactly. The Black Gem is just the front of the line
Prom
for the
crown.
punchline. Yes, the prom crown. That was a better joke. Good, nice. So we'll start off with a recap. Before we do, I just want to give you guys a heads up. I'm going to try to end around 11 today. I'm getting tired. I'm getting old over here, and I can't DM. I realize like once it hits around then, my DM brain doesn't work anymore. So,
Man, that's
if it
fine
works
by
at
me.
all,
That's long for me.
so
I've had a long weekend, so good by me.
cool. Yeah. So we'll try to end by then, but we got some stuff to do. So, who wants to give a recap about where we left our adventurers?
So we found the magic spoon hut, and we had John go invisibly scout out the warehouse before we, bust in there. And he used the opportunity to drop in some wild animals to cause a distraction. We managed to barge in there and use that distraction to our advantage to kind of get some good early hits in. We fight for a bit. The Busy Bug Bumble shows up due to a demonic summoning, starts sucking people to death. It's horrific. And it runs into the Mind Flayer room at the back. Mind Flayer gets away, unfortunately, but he was definitely shooketh. We and that's about the session. We were able to knock out 4 of those drow, increasing our captured drow count to about 8-ish. And we waited for Buckety Buck Bumble to disappear, and now we have this kind of magic storeroom with the magic spoon, and it looks like there's a bunch of +1 equipment for us to kind of forage over before we start either heading back to the Stone Giants, or not sure if we'll make any other stops on the way there or not, but that's about it.
I think we want to keep checking this building because there are a few rooms that we haven't seen yet.
Truth.
Oh,
Yeah.
Eric.
Yep.
In this supply of random +1 magical stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I imagine there was not a +1 magical set of deck of cards.
No.
How many +1 daggers would I be able to find though?
Gosh. Daggers, let's say, let me just think about this. They would have, a decent amount. I would say up to 20 that are around.
Cool.
That's
And
probably a lot
subtle-
for you to carry.
Oh no, not really. 20 daggers. I could handle that in my sleep.
All right, you can pack them up in a backpack.
John's a Final Fantasy character now. Just
Yeah, got them behind you.
so many daggers.
And then just to double check, there's also armor in that, right?
Yeah, there's armors. There's
studded leather +1.
all
Here I
kinds of
come.
weapons, arrows.
And one last double check. Any chance of cloaks of maybe protection?
So as y'all are John, why don't you make me a perception check as you're looking around?
Oh, I do those well.
As you're kind of looking for magic items. Okay.
See, I do those well.
So you don't find any cloaks, but as you're looking around, invigorated by all these magic items around and wanting to find more, you do notice that on the wall, on one of the far walls, there is an engraving of a dwarf who's standing there. He has a distinctive tattoo on his face that kind of looks like claw marks going in either direction. And he is wearing a belt that you notice it's not actually part of the mural. This is an actual belt that is inset into the stone.
I will tell everyone, hey guys, I think I'm gonna be the world champion as I put on the belt.
Alright, so as you go and you grab it out, make me a dexterity saving throw. As a dart shoots out from behind.
You Already are, John.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I think you're a champion.
I have evasion, so even at worst, I'm taking half damage.
Yeah. Well, it's not much damage. Oh well. All right. So you take 6, or I'm sorry, you take 3 damage from this little dart, and make me a Constitution saving throw. So you get hit with this dart. Oof. Yeah. So you are poisoned until you take a long rest.
Cool, I'll take it.
Oh shit.
Um.
What does that mean?
But you have this belt that looks pretty nice.
Where?
It's got a little dwarf engraved, like a dwarf face. Is its Hey, Kyle, you're from Texas. You'll know this. What do you call
Yeah.
like the big part of the
I think
belt?
there's a buckle, a belt
The
buckle.
buckle. Yeah, the buckle. Yeah. It's got like the buckle is like.
Showing a little regionalism there.
Poison.
So
Oh,
I
okay.
have a good idea out of character what this is, but John will put it on unless someone says anything after you see him getting darted.
I'm not stopping him. I can't.
Are you sure
cure
that's
poison.
safe? I mean, it did just try to dart you.
No, that was the wall that darted me.
Oh, good point.
That must have been good.
I don't know. It is shiny, and it does have a face of a dwarf on it, and I am a fan of some Morgy dwarves.
Do you think it's gonna turn you into a dwarf?
You know, I'd actually be kind of interested to see how that works. Would make it easier to hide, probably. And I could grow facial hair finally.
That does sound nice.
Never really
you
been
got
able
a
to
little
do that.
facial hair going on, but I mean.
At best, John has only ever been able to grow a pencil mustache.
Sablin rubs his jaw, like wondering, I wonder what that feels like.
Palouse is like.
I was
"Want
gonna
some?"
Hey, man, you could just rub right here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's soft. Ooh, that does. Yeah, put it on. It might turn into a dwarf, and it'll have a cool beard like he does.
Ugh.
John's already wearing
Anyway.
it.
So you guys are in this forge room. There are weapons and items, and weapons and armor. And John's found this belt. Does anyone else want to? I know Kyle or Sablin was going to take a shield,
I took 4 spears +1 or javelins, not spears. sorry.
javelins. Cool. So you guys have got your stuff. As Josh mentioned, there are 2 rooms that you haven't checked out, though. From having scouted them out, you know that there were
Wait.
drow that were in the process of being converted into these. There was one room that had these drow. There
That
were
was
like
where
some
Bugsby
chained
went
up.
in, right?
No,
was a
Bugsby
different
went in the forge area where you are now.
I gotcha.
I can let me just give me a second. I'll take you back to the map.
Is there any grills in the weapon room? You know,
for your teeth.
I was wondering if I get that
roll
+1 bite.
Roll me a D100.
A D100. Okay,
Just to
I'm
see
looking
if by
for the
any
grill.
chance there was some.
I don't know where that
Are there
is.
stone maracas he could hold in his mouth or something? Like castanets?
If you
As
roll
soon
above a
as
90, I'll give it to you.
Oh, it's 10. Sorry, I failed.
Nope, no grills.
Yeah, no. Sorry, no grills.
It's okay. Just trying to get that +1 bite.
Are there any grills in here so we can cook some enchanted hot dogs later?
There you go.
That's what I was thinking when you asked. It's like +1 for barbecue. Does it have wheels on it?
All right, so there you are. You're in
Maybe
your.
a hinged mouth or something?
So yeah, you guys were in this forge and you came in through the main area. If you look back into that room below, on either side of it, on either side of that table, there were two sets of double doors. Where
Was there? Sorry.
I'll just say in one room because you already know what's in these rooms. If you go down on the room to your right, there were some drow that were chained up, as if they had been captured, and there was one who was like in the process of being spiked with little mind control spikes.
Mm.
And then in the other room, there were a few drow who had already had those spikes placed in their necks and were like recovering from the procedure.
Before we investigate those, I want to check out one of these. So, with the God, I can never say what they're actually called, but the deep gnomes here. Did Bugsy like drink them all up, or they're actually?
Oh yeah,
remains?
they're just like raisins. They just
Mhm.
look like little gnome-sized raisins spread about the room.
Especially if there's any kind of like identifying markers I could find on any of their like armor, or see they have spikes in their necks too, or just if we can find any more info about them.
You can notice that they do have spikes in the back of their necks.
Gotcha. Okay.
So whatever these creatures are, they were also being mind controlled.
Right. So, if everybody's got everything we need, let's go help out those other drow. Collect the ones that have already been spiked. Add them to our little collection here, and then we can make off with this spoon.
Do the ones that are not spiked count for the count?
I'd probably not. But we've got
Yeah.
8 now, so as long as there's at least 2 in the other room, we should be fine.
Should we gather some of these weapons for our other allies?
Honestly, we should just take as many of them as possible to be prepared.
Well,
a good idea.
considering we also have the spoon, we don't have to take all of it, of course.
Oh yeah, there is. We didn't talk about the spoon, but when you get the spoon, it's like the if you can imagine there, it's a long handle, long kind of curved handle. It's almost like a ladle. It's kind of what it looks like.
Okay.
And the handle you can imagine is like the size, like the length and girth of like a pool noodle. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Mhm.
And so you're like holding that, and when you go to like try to pick it up, it's much lighter than you would expect. It's still heavy and a little unwieldy, but any of you, could pick it up and carry it. For some of you, it might be a little easier than others.
It's just
But
like
it's like-
difficult because it's not like a broom or a staff width for our
Yeah, it's a little
hands.
unwieldy, and
just-
it doesn't weigh nothing, but it's like way lighter than you would have expected from this like solid stone thing.
It's not as light as a pool noodle, but
No.
I guess I would take some rope and just strap it to my back.
We could do that.
Palouse have big hands. Sure, they could hold it with no problem.
I'll grab rope and start
Yes.
tying it to Sablin's back.
Yeah, that way my hands are free. If we don't have anyone with their hands, taken up.
There you go.
All right. So you're going back to the room that had the drow who had already been spiked. Is that correct?
Believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so I'll just drag you down there. So you go down to that room, and you open the door, and there are 4 drow sitting on laying in beds, unconscious. That just like, as you open the door, one of them kind of stirs, but then lays back down. It seems like they are pretty out of it.
Do they have the thing stuck in their necks?
They do. These 4 have the spikes coming out of the back of their necks. You can see as the one kind of picks up their head that you see that protrusion back there.
Perfect. Now we have a whole set.
With it being like this fresh, is it like too early or too late to try and get it out of them? Or
Or
Um,
maybe
We'll
Without
let the
killing
we'll let the
them?
drow figure that out.
Am I a doctor?
yes,
can do a
yes,
medicine
you
check.
are.
You just play one on TV.
Dr.
I don't think
Davis,
Blue
MD.
should be me doing a medicine check.
I'll
do it
make a medicine
comedically.
check.
No, but you did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
here,
Yeah,
I'll
that's about right.
I'll check them with Palouse because I'm also bad at medicine, and that makes it funny.
I'm just watching.
We have
Yeah,
3
Artemis just don't
doctors
care.
here checking.
Palouse and John look, and they look at a spike, and then they look at each other, and they kind of give each other a nod, and
That's
they
a spike.
go in to pull it out, and and Sablin's like, no, actually, that might hurt them. You kind of have that realization, Sablin, that no,
Yeah,
It's gotta
that,
be easier now that it's fresh.
you're not sure, Sablin, but you think it's probably dangerous.
Yeah, I think like because it's fresh, it's not that it won't come out; is that a lot of the inside of them will come out too, which is bad.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever pulled someone's brain out before.
We need them with
Baelish
spikes.
might
Don't even
have.
worry about it.
I have disadvantage and it's still not bad.
Yeah, you recognize it's bad too.
All right, so
Fine, all the cool kids are doing it. I continue to not care.
you kind of like everyone's gathered around thinking, and like Artemis kind of looks over, doesn't really just sees a spike sticking out of a neck, doesn't really mean anything to him.
It's like, don't give a fuck.
We
All
we
right.
want them with spikes. So come on, let's get these guys up. If we want to help the ones who don't have spikes, we can. I guess we can go do that.
Yeah, as we're heading towards that other door, it's this
Yeah.
one over here, right, that has the unspiked ones.
Yep. Yeah, here, I'll open that up for you. Oh, hey, stop. There you go. So you go into here, and there's one laying on the bed who is also has a spike sticking out of their neck.
Hmm.
And the other 3 on the side, there are 2 of them that look like they've been like badly scratched up by some kind of animal. But they're like alive, they're awake, and they look at you, and one of them says something to you in Undercommon, in a kind of questioning way.
I wave and say, "Mahalo." I don't know Undercommon. Any of you guys know Undercommon?
I do not know Undercommon.
And one of
I
them says to you in Elvish. So for those of you who speak Elvish,
Yeah.
it says, "Are you friends?"
I
Yes.
respond back,
Respond
yes.
in Elvish.
Yeah.
I speak in
friends.
Abyssal, and I go. What do I say?
We're here to save you.
We're all like, whoa.
I want to hear what giggles sound like in Abyssal.
Yeah. Yeah, one of their kind of eyes go wide as they look at you, Palouse. But they say the one who spoke in Elvish repeats and says, or speaks again and says, "Free us quickly."
I'll go do that.
Yep, we'll do that. That's what we're here
Whatever.
for.
How are they? In
They say
chains?
they're just like have manacles. They're chained up against the wall. And he says, "The leader, is he here? He has the keys. Did you kill him?"
Who would the leader be?
It don't
Tentacle
take
Man?
me but 2 seconds to unlock whatever chains they're in, probably.
Yeah, as he's trying to tell you where the keys is. Make me. You just come up and quickly pop that guy's locks off, and then no problem can get the other 3 of them as well.
Just go up one after another and go, just give me a moment. There you
All
go.
right. And are you going to take this drow with the spike in its neck as well?
Sure.
I guess so. Might as well. All right.
Yeah.
All right. and you guys are trying to get as much weapons as you can into your cart. Is that correct?
As well
Yeah,
as
and
all
the
of
bag
these
of
people
holding, I
who are
guess.
not spiked, ask them to carry as much as they possibly can.
That's totally
Mhm. And
So-
as a reminder, Eric, Artemis specifically took 5 short swords and enough arrows for short bows.
Okay. Yes, it was a short bow's worth of arrows, and like a quiver full of arrows, and 5 short swords. Cool.
Yeah.
And so these drow will help you as you guys load up things into the wagon that you had grabbed off the side of the road. That has 4 unconscious drow in it. One of them begins to wake up as you guys approach and as you're loading stuff up.
Uh-oh. Bonk him.
Should bonk him or just like gag him or yeah, I'll bonk him.
Well, maybe
Okay,
that's-
you bonk him.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth it. If he's spiked, he could send information via the intranet.
So we'll just say
Mhm.
from here on, if any of them, as you guys travel, as any of them start to like come to consciousness, you just like bonk them back to
Hi,
unconscious.
zombie.
Sleep.
They might have some lasting brain damage.
yeah. I'm torn between this must be lasting brain damage, but they've already got spikes kind of in their
Listen,
brain
this
stem.
is pre-CTE.
So,
We
yeah.
don't know about that shit yet.
Yeah.
By the time we get them to the actual drow, they're all going to be talking like Mike Tyson, just slurring everything.
So you guys load up like a bunch of equipment into your wagon. You also have 13 drow who are unconscious.
In the wagon?
So
They're just
it is
piled up.
pretty heavy. Yeah.
Me and
Fair.
Sablin got it.
You just
Yeah,
can't
Bring out
carry
your
them.
dead.
Sam and I got the meat wagon.
Bring out your dead! Bring out your dead!
Shut the hell
Should
up.
we be yelling that? And they're
That
not, they're
was
not
me
dead.
out of character just yelling that because I couldn't help but think of anything else visually.
Yeah.
They're just stacked.
Stacked.
That's
Or
what I
would-
mean, there's just a pile of bodies.
Are the drow that we just saved following us?
Yeah, they're
and
helping
the
us out.
and
No,
yeah, and
they're in
those
the pile.
4 No. Those 4,
Oh, they're not?
they're weak. They like can't. They're like famished.
Oh.
They're beaten up. So they're moving slowly too. But they can walk. They can walk. They don't need to be in the wagon.
Can we have them
Exhaustion
pull
That is
cart?
not counted in the 13. The 13 unconscious that you've gathered.
Me and
Can
the,
we have them pull
me
the
and
cart?
the slow
I bet
drows
that'll be great.
are being slow together, and we're just chatting it up in elevators.
So we
You could ask
rescued
them to
the
pull the
slaves and
cart.
put them
They
to
don't-
work.
They don't seem like they.
They're not gonna be able to pull the
No,
cart.
they can't.
They don't seem like they would like to do physical labor. They're pretty like wounded and
No.
tired. from
I'm
the-
also literally incapable of talking to them right now. So
Congratulations, guys. We just rescued from you all from a life of forced labor. And what's the first thing we want you to do? Pull our cart.
I mean,
Less saved, more under new management.
yeah.
All right. So Palouse and Sable, make me strength checks as you're pushing this cart, just to see kind of how much it slows you down. This overloaded cart. All right, so you do okay. Palouse is definitely feeling it a little more than Sable, and it's some. I imagine whatever side Palouse is pushing on, it kind of veers towards Sable inside every once in a while because it's like pushing too much, and Sable can't quite keep up.
Yeah, whenever it veers over, I was like, spoon. I keep on having to readjust because of the giant spoon on my back.
You use the spoon as a scapegoat to. All right, so you, but you're able to push. You are able to push the cart. You're just going to be a little slow moving, a little conspicuous as you have this cart loaded with 13 bodies and a bunch of weapons and armor.
Can I contact? Or I'm sorry. Go ahead, Susan.
Yeah, did we want to head to the location for the Uber Drow pickup first?
Probably not. Not with the spoon.
Oh, yeah, right.
I mean, we could keep them knowing it's a special spoon. I could just be like very interested in the giant cooking.
They might. I don't know. They might.
I could pretend to be a chef.
I feel
you guys
like
can
the
use illusion
spoon.
to give me a hat.
This spoon is valuable enough. We should probably take it directly to the stone giants.
As the drow that we're walking with. I mean, I don't know if they speak common, but I guess we could speak in common. They wouldn't know if there's what we're saying if they're not responding in common.
Can I check in with Orpheus and see how he's doing with Oscar and all that?
Definitely.
Okay. Yeah, I'll contact him. So, how's it going? Everything quiet there at Drow HQ?
Oh yeah, it's boring as fuck over here.
Okay, boring's good. Boring's good. I don't suppose you overheard any sort of interesting tidbits?
Well, they really just have old Oscar here doing menial tasks.
Okay.
Kind
Okay.
of boring. He was cleaning a toilet just a little bit ago. Right now he's doing dishes.
They haven't, in the background, you haven't heard them discussing their plans to betray the bearded one or anything like that?
Can Orpheus understand them? Does
I think he
speak
can.
Their language?
Yeah, that's a good question. Does he speak
Actually,
Undercommon?
no, he doesn't. Common and Infernal. Never mind.
Yeah, they talk in that weird language I can't understand. I mean, I can't understand a lot of languages.
Good point. Okay, well, continue. Keep up with the good work. Oh, hang on. Ask Oscar. Quick question. Exactly how many drow are in this little rebel faction here? Are we talking couple dozen, several dozen, more than 100? What do we got here?
He asks, and he responds to you. Yeah, he says he would ballpark it as like a few hundred.
A few hundred?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
boy.
a big city.
Although
Although, I don't know. He said also, who knows how many have been turned to the Illithid side. He started going on like, back in my day, there were hundreds of drow down here, and then I kind of tuned out.
Right. Okay. Would you say there's several hundred in that hideout right now that you've seen?
Let me ask. No, not that many here, he says. Maybe like 30.
30? Okay. 30's doable. All right. One other thing. What was it? Hold on.
Although he says they come and go, so you know.
Yeah, it's constantly rotating, I'm sure. Oh, so the lieutenant. If he's the lieutenant, who's the general? Like, who's in charge of? Is it the lieutenant?
Last. He says a queen. There's a Queen Lystra. She's the queen of the drow down here.
Queen Lystra. Okay, so the lieutenant is not actually in charge. Is Queen Lystra there?
No. He says no. He says there's
Okay.
other hideouts around the
Interesting.
city.
All right. Good work. Keep up the good work.
All right. I'm giving you a thumbs up. You can't see it, but I'm giving it.
I'll look through his eyes. Okay, gotcha.
you look through his eyes and you see he's actually giving you a middle finger.
Man, fuck you.
All right.
AFK real quick.
So you guys are gonna head to the Giants first? What's your plan?
I'm not sure, but I was chatting it up with the drow and asked them, that have they always spoke Elvish down here? I guess because we haven't really run into any other drow that speak Elvish. But then again, they were mind controlled, so.
You're asking that to the drow.
Hmm.
They say, the one who had spoken with you before says, some of us do. It's many of us try to disassociate. Many drow try to disassociate from anything related to the upper world.
Oh, that makes sense. So you're probably
So
just more learned
I'm just
for the sake of it.
He says, to be honest, I'm just kind of a book nerd, and there's a lot of good books in Elvish. But
Ask him what his game
That's
is.
very true.
Ask him if he's ever heard of Zook.
Ask him his
He's an author,
name.
right?
Wait, Sabin, you speak Elvish. You could ask.
Yeah, but I'm shy. I've never talked to a drow before.
He's
He talks to
nervous.
me all the time, Sabellin.
talk to a half drow.
Oh yeah. I was just thinking of you as just a John.
It's true.
Well, I am a John, but you know, most streetwalkers wouldn't agree with you.
So I mean, don't take offense, but I thought you were human for like the first couple of weeks of it since I met you.
Just a really.
I honestly don't
Gray
find that
human.
offensive. It's kind of complimentary. Being associated with, and he points around to all the different drow in the group, generally isn't something that's well looked upon.
I do ask their names. If they will tell me, I guess. Just for courteousness.
He says, well, my name's Quarlo.
Pleasure to meet you, Quarlo.
My buddy's here. He like kind of looks around at his friends, and he says, well, we got Zundus, we got Hadro over there, and we got my good buddy Veltar, and he gives the guy a pat on the back, who then like coughs up a little bit of blood.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, did you just say one of your friends' name is Hydro?
Hadro.
Oh, okay.
Now I kind of got this New York accent, but I'm liking it. From a big city, you know.
This is a big
I get
city.
you, I get you.
Is Mezabazebra, or however you say the name, is that just the New York of the Underdark?
Yeah, exactly.
Mental barons.
You guys.
Artemis is sort of pouting. I can't understand a word they're saying.
Oh, it's okay. So that one over there, his name is Quarlu. We've got
Yeah,
Hydro.
okay, cool, fantastic. I asked them if they know a Lystra, a Listerine, something like that.
I was already.
Ask him if they know how to make pizza.
Okay, one at a time. Okay, do you guys know Queen Listerine?
John looks at Pelus like, I know how to make pizza. It's really not hard. You take some tomato sauce and you put some cheese on top of it and on top of bread.
Maybe they
They're
make
all a little
special pizza.
distracted by what's going on, but then once you say Queen Lystra, they all look towards you, and the one who speaks Elvish says, "Oh yes, she is our queen. Of course we know her."
Fair enough. Understandable. I mean, maybe there's other drow sects down here. I wasn't sure, so I figured we would ask.
And he says, "Did she send you here?"
The lieutenant apparently sent us here to gather some of the controlled drow and bring them back.
John's gonna walk
We were-
up next to one of the drow and just nudge him and go, "Who's Queen Lystra?"
But Quarlo's the only one who speaks Elvish.
I speak Elvish. Oh yeah.
So you ask him
Yeah.
who she is.
Yeah.
He says, she is our queen. She has ties to the royal lineage that was killed. She's the cousin of the princess who was meant to inherit the throne when the Illithid took power. She's the last remaining element of our royal bloodline.
That sounds cool. I've only ever had one queen, and we called her Bay. Well, Queen Bay is, of course, yes, but
Well, Quarlo, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, we're here to hopefully help eliminate the illicit problem permanently. We're gathering different allies, and the Drow are definitely one of them.
Well, if you speak to Her Majesty, tell her that Quarlo was very helpful.
Of course.
She's looking for a suitor, you know.
Oh.
He gives a little wink.
Oh, I bet you could
Gotta
get in
keep
there.
the royal bloodline flowing.
Of course, of course.
ew, you're trying to hook up your queen? That's just wrong.
What
I mean,
was that
who
wink
wouldn't?
for? Why did he wink at you?
Does she eat your head
know that
off
kind of-
after you've mated?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Only if you accidentally interrupt with a joke, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh, the reason why he went is because he's looking to be a consort.
Queen's looking for suitors. So he wants
for
the good word
for the queen.
in.
Oh, gotcha.
He wants a good
Okay.
word in for him. Of course.
He wants in the
Ah.
DMs.
Drow matron. Gotcha.
Anyway, yeah, we are heading supposedly to the lieutenant, we're told. Do you know?
Wonderful.
You know the lieutenant, I assume, yes.
Lieutenant Zaro?
Zara, is that his name? I guess he only told us lieutenant.
No, Zoro.
Zoro. No, it's Zaro.
Zara.
Are you sure? Does Zoro like to carve Z's into people's chests?
I mean, if I had a Z in my
No,
name,
he
I
spells
would.
it with an X.
Oh.
Decide to
But I
carve
have
X.
totally
seen
not
X.
but I have seen him carve an X on someone's chest. To be fair.
Yeah,
It's with
we're
a
totally not
scimitar, and they're
doing
usually conscious and screaming.
Oh, God.
I can see that.
Yeah, definitely not talking about the same person. Sorry about that.
Okay, I asked the rest of the party in common. So are we heading to the Giants then, or
I guess.
the pickup point?
Do we
Well,
have
this
the
is a
giant-
lot of bodies that I'm carrying right now. I would.
Yeah.
Fair.
it's-
I understand. However, we have to also prepare for the eventuality that our friends that we are meeting up with are not going to be trustworthy.
Well, I mean, you can fit the spoon in
And
the
I
bag
would
of holding
hate
if you're
to
that
fight.
worried
I
about
would
it.
hate to have to stare down them and 10 chumps that we managed to round up for them.
I trust all
We
my
just
friends
saved their
absolutely.
friends.
Yes.
Do we know how the stone giants are going to react to seeing us with a bunch of,
We also don't know
unspiked
that.
drows?
A bunch of unconscious drow in our cart that we can leave outside their village.
And unspiked drow.
They can stay by the cart, I suppose.
How do you know they won't just take the cart?
Okay, how about this? Maybe we can just we'll park outside the village. Once all we need is one person to walk in and deliver the spoon.
That's true.
That's a good point.
I guess we could do that.
And who's doing this job?
We could all go
Is,
together
uh,
to go there and park while one person delivers a spoon and says we'll be right back.
Where's Humdro, our dwarf interpreter?
I imagine he stayed with the giants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he stayed when
Why?
you
I can speak dwarf.
But yeah, but you can't speak giant.
No, I can't do
No.
that.
Can you speak giant dwarf?
Yes, he speaks giant dwarf.
Speaking of John,
AKA
how's your
normal
chin
person.
feel? Speaking of John, how's your chin feel? Is it starting to grow?
Giant dwarf, but
Speaking of John, is your that beard starting to come in with the belt?
I don't know. I don't think so. He just starts scratching his face.
Your belt makes you grow a beard.
That's our working theory right now.
So,
That's
just out
ridiculous.
of curiosity, if I take a long rest and attune to this belt, would I in fact maybe start growing a beard?
So we'll say you guys are walking across. It takes a couple hours to make it all the way across this city.
And
So
I'm
as you guys are
totally
walking towards,
nerding out with Quarlo about a bunch of Elvish literature. He brought it up.
so I'll say that this counts as a short rest. As you guys are just like leisurely. Although actually, I would say, Palouse and Sablin, I don't think I'm going to give you a short rest because you guys are pulling this heavy ass cart.
Yeah.
Fair. Makes sense.
So
Yeah.
once you guys get to the Giants, you could choose to rest again, if you guys feel like you need it. But because I'm
I
gonna say that
definitely
you guys are pulling that big ass cart. So, but the rest of you can take a short rest, and John, as you're like just digging this new belt that you got, and you're starting to feel a connection to it, you do find. Actually, I think I have a handout for this.
Belt of Dwarven.
Yeah. Was it that obvious?
No, and
No.
yes, because as someone who's DM'd a little bit, you know what I mean? Like,
Metagaming.
I
no,
mean,
no one
it's
would ever do
knowledge.
such a thing purposely.
Belt of Dwarven Kinds.
Ooh, constitution score increase. That's pretty good.
Hey, that could help you with the orgy dwarves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even though I already
Hey.
speak Dwarvish.
But now you have advantage on persuasion checks to interact with them.
And I have resistance to the poison that I just took.
Wait, you already speak Dwarvish?
Yeah,
Yes.
Why did you guys need Humdro as an interpreter?
No.
I don't- no
the
one-
Because we don't
stone-
speak giant.
Stone giant. The giant.
Oh yeah, duh.
Yeah.
Humdro's
Giant.
adorable.
That's the issue.
Because
Not the-
Humdro is a valuable member of this team. We never forgot about him.
That was a test. You guys passed.
Thank you.
And yes, it does cause you to grow a beard. I was totally shooting in the dark that I had no idea what this thing did.
That was
great.
actually not originally something it
Oh.
could do. That was a Matt Mercer original. They came into play with Grog being a Goliath. Goliaths normally can't grow body hair. So they jokingly made that, and it became a thing, I believe, in future generations because of it. Like, they put it in
Oh, wow.
Natasha's.
I like that.
Mm,
Like, I think it was
Oh.
also something that could be done in older generations, kind of thing. Like, it was something that you could do back in the day, but it wasn't on the original belt in the, you know,
5th edition.
like, DM's.
in the DMG.
Yeah. I got
Actually,
John.
distracted by Max with a hamper.
Sablin might be able to use that.
You guys
I think
trading them
Sablin's
to-
the only one that doesn't have dark vision right now.
Oh, is it dark down here?
I don't know.
I haven't noticed.
Only a little.
I can see it just
having-
fine, which is weird.
Listen,
Having
man.
more con is good
honestly,
for
I have
me.
dark vision. I can
good
speak
for
Dwarvish. Saving throws against poison sounds nice, but and the
you
con
don't really
is
get
really
hit that
nice.
often.
The con is the best part, but
Yeah.
I don't super need it.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm never gonna turn down a +2 con. You know what I mean? A +1 to my con saves if I don't have to. But if someone else needs it, I'm totally there to hand it away.
I think you already have
Plus-
pre-attuned items anyway.
Palouse
how
has
do you
dark
tune
vision,
those
right?
now?
Right.
I'd love to see Sibelin with a beard.
It's bizarre and strange.
I could see one on John easier than I could see one on Sibelin, and I need to now see one on Sibelin.
Yeah, I think if I with our Johnny sword is one, conversion, conservation armor is one. I think I gave the ring of shield to somebody. I forget who I gave that to.
That
So I-
doesn't use the attunement.
Oh, gotcha. So
Oh.
well,
You
that's
did
mo-
give it to someone though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot who I gave it to.
Agony.
No, I don't have it. I thought Artemis had the ring of shield.
I have the ring, the concentration ring.
Hmm.
I don't got it.
No, I think you still have that shield ring.
Oh, okay.
Because I know you gave me the concentration ring. So
True. Oh, well, if the
Despite having a lot of magical items, I don't think only 2 of them required attunement.
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
Like, I have
There's
a
so
lot
many
of shit,
weird items.
but like I'm double checking and like only 2 of them required attunement, so I couldn't technically attune to this.
Half
Eric, I have
of
a
them are
question.
fucking carnival game.
Yeah, what's up?
prices.
Teacher,
Brian?
the wound closing thing that I got, that
Yeah.
necklace,
Area?
it says whenever you roll a hit die to regain hit points, double the number of hit points it restores.
Yeah.
Those-
Have not been doing that, but my question is, does that affect that one ability that we have?
I'd say yeah, because whenever you
Oh,
roll a hit
shit,
dice,
That's fucking broken.
yeah.
Yes,
Blue.
you should be healing a lot more in combat when you use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't have to use that many
Yeah.
hit dice. So yeah, when you it's the what is that ability called? Yeah, healing
second
surge
wind,
or healing surge.
healing surge.
Something, yeah.
Healing surge, yeah.
surge. Yeah, that'll that yeah.
Cool.
All right, so who's gonna take this belt?
I think it makes most sense for either myself or Palouse to have that.
Up your con a little bit.
Yeah, my
I already
cons-
have. I have 3 items that I already like. I have the ring of free action, that wound closing thing, and then my axe. So I don't think I even can attune to anything, right? You only get 3
Let-
items to attune to.
Let John have it. He found it. He got poisoned for it.
How many?
I'm cool with that.
How many things
Still
does
poison.
John have attuned to?
I mean, I
2.
think the dark vision on Sablin is just nice, but
You're a
I,
lot
I
of
don't
items.
think Dark Vision. I don't think Sablin needs it anymore.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Out of character, I've got the invocation that lets me see through darkness.
Oh, never mind.
Though
Okay, never mind.
So
That was all I
I'm
was
playing
thinking
it. But I'm playing it like Sablin doesn't know
No.
yet because he hasn't run into a place that he
dark
knows should
enough.
be dark.
Why don't you?
Never mind then. That was all I was thinking of. So. Never
Yeah,
mind.
and weirdly enough, despite having, like 15 magic items, only 2 of them actually require attunement on John.
I was gonna say like the Susan could use it too, just because of her concentration on her spells.
I guess.
And she can grow a beard.
I don't need a beard.
The beard would be
You
a little
still
weird.
have to roll for it each day, Susan.
You have to
Yeah.
start shaving.
It's not a choice. You don't choose if you grow a beard.
Maybe my tail hair will get longer. I don't know.
No. It says beard.
No, it says growing a full beard if you're capable of growing one. Okay, that's it.
Yeah. Female dwarves don't grow beards.
Female dwarves absolutely grow beards. It is
That's
a
the
known
thing.
fact.
They do.
That
And
is
in fact, it is a beauty mark on female dwarves.
Well,
You could grow a beard and you could cosplay as a lion. It'd be great. A horned lion.
yeah.
Listen, Susan,
we haven't really talked about
It seems like it's
packing
between me
facial
and you.
hair.
So, do you want it? Like, I don't care. I really don't. I would get. You'd also, whoever gets it would get 9 more HP.
No, you got it, man. It's yours.
Yeah, watch it. You keep it.
Okay.
All
I
right.
It's
will go
Or
up
enough.
to
It feels like it should be
76.
with John.
Yeah.
Should I roll some hit die then?
Sure.
Yeah, you're taking a short rest as y'all are walking and talking, making your way over to the stone giants.
Making our way downtown.
1 more. Nope. 2 more.
Oof.
Okay, that should be it. That's 20 something, right? 18 plus 12 is 30. That puts me up to 70. I'm good.
All right. So, as you continue to walk through the city, why don't y'all make me perception checks? Anyone who's kind of looking out and paying attention.
5. Not paying attention.
I'm too busy trying to pull this thing.
Let me make a roll.
Yeah, same. The
Whatever I
spoon gets
notice,
spinning
I
with it,
notice
but-
off the reflection in my belt.
All right, so John and Artemis, you notice once again on the rooftops around you as you're walking that you are being watched. That whatever this kind of network of rebellious drow under Queen Lystra is, they have a lot of agents out in the city, and they're keeping their eye on you. So you'll see little kind of heads ducking into windows or leaning over a rooftop and ducking behind.
I will
But
send
you're
a message.
barely catching some of their movements.
I will send a message to Artemis. We're being watched. You notice? You can respond to this message.
Yeah, I see him.
Should we tell the others? You can respond to this.
Let's no. Let's just keep walking. Let's not provoke him.
And John will start to whistle nonchalantly.
All right. Make me a performance check. Oh yeah, it's very nonchalant. John seems very at ease.
But when doesn't he?
Yeah, that's true. So y'all continue walking, and as you get to about here on the map, as you kind of come down this way, the Quarlo speaks up and says, "Where are you taking us? This is not towards Lieutenant Zaro's hideout."
Oh, we needed to make a quick stop first, and we were going to head there afterwards, if that's alright.
Is that a problem?
Says, "I suppose I am at your mercy,
Might be safer.
but let's keep it quick. I want to get home."
Understandable.
Then 10 hut and hop 2. And
Yeah.
John will pick up the pace.
Yeah, Artemis, he was just wondering why we were not heading straight towards Lieutenant What's-His-Name's place.
Well, technically, we don't know where that is.
I mean,
or rather, we're not supposed to know where
Yeah.
that is.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
not supposed to, but he doesn't
Yeah.
know that.
Right. Good
Oh,
point.
yeah.
Should we pretend to ask him where it is, or we can mess with that after we drop off the spoon?
It's adorable.
No, see, all we have to do is just make it be like, so do you know where we're heading? Of course we do. Then tell us. But why? Because we need to know that you actually know where we're heading. We have to go with that classic ruse.
Mm-hmm.
Although you guys actually know, I mean, you know where you're supposed to meet.
Right. We know where we're supposed to meet.
You
Right.
Artemis also knows where the hideout is because he is sneaky motherfucker.
But we don't know that.
It's my middle name.
Yeah.
I also would have offered the 4 of them some of my rations if they want it.
Oh yeah, they would have taken you up on that and ravenously scarfed down those rations.
They
then
definitely
ask
need it
for
more than I
water.
do right now. Yes, I'll share.
Yeah, though they like you.
Of course, who doesn't?
All right, so you guys are heading to the giant, the giant's hideout. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Let me pull up these notes real quick. All right. So you get to their hideout, or their home, and you're greeted. By now, they know of you there, though you don't immediately recognize the giants who are at the gate. But pretty quickly, first of all, what are you doing with the wagon and the other drow?
We'll
Are
stay
you
out
bringing them
here.
with you?
We'll stay out here. I was thinking maybe we could just hand the spoon off to them, and if Humdro comes out, I guess hopefully comes out to interpret, because none of us can speak it, and we can hand them the spoon while we say we'll be right back.
All right. So you leave them behind. Quarlo tells you okay, I'll keep an eye out, but this is making me nervous.
Well,
Should we split the group?
I was thinking we were all gonna stay out here. That's what I'm saying. We all stay out here.
Yeah, like
None
we
of us
send
are
one
going
person
in. We're just handing them the spoon,
Yeah, we just walk up to the front gate.
and then leave.
Whoever comes out to
We're
greet
not
us,
going
we
in.
hand it to them, bow, and then walk away.
Got
For
it.
now.
So you bring the wagon and the drow like up to the front gate with you.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do, and as you come up, in that case, the giants kind of like ask you to stop,
Mm-hmm.
though they do seem to recognize you, and then one of them stands there, one of them goes inside, and then is just kind of like watching you, but as you're waiting there it doesn't seem to mind, but it's kind of got an eye on you.
Weird. I would have explained to
And-
Quarlo that the giants are one of the allies that I spoke of earlier for this.
Uh-huh.
Also, did
They
they
look
ask us
good,
to stop
but-
in common or in giant?
He just kind of like puts his hand up, and then he does speak it in giant, but he like puts his hand up.
He's trying to go for high five. I cannot reach that.
I think he's trying to say something in the name of love.
I'm pretty sure that means stop, guys.
And no, he's trying to say something in the name of love. I know this sign.
And in a moment, as you wait for a minute, then suddenly the gate does open, and Milok and Humdro come bounding through, which is quite a hilarious sight to see, as they're kind of like walking arm in arm, or not like, they're walking like shoulder to shoulder, and they're talking, and like Humdro's like looking up towards Milok, and Milok's looking down towards him as they're walking beside each other.
Cute.
So it looks like they've become fast friends, and
Adorable.
as he does, like, you hear what sounds like the punchline of some joke that Humdro has just finished in giant, and Milok just like goes into a big belly laugh. And as they open the door, they kind of freeze for a second as they see all the drow that are with you. And Milok says, well, this is... Oh, I guess he doesn't speak your language. So
Speaks to Humdro.
he speaks. He kind of looks over to Humdro and says something, and Humdro says to you. He kind of laughs a little, and he says, "Milok says that this is very kind, but they don't eat drow."
Not
He
yet.
goes,
They
and
haven't
he kind
lived.
of looks at you, and he goes, "What's going on?"
These are
Going on.
some
Just tell him
some
that's
new
it's on.
allies, and we're gonna go with them real quick, and we will be right back.
Shit, this was waking up!
And then I just like hit him real quick.
Good work, police. Make sure you keep them fresh.
Humdro's like, "Oh, okay, all right. Well, Milok says something. He talks to Milok. Milok responds. He goes, "So, you got the spoon? Great."
I whip it off my back, hold it like, yeah.
Yep, there's the spoon that does absolutely nothing, and we will bid you good day. For now, right? I'd like sort of gesture with my thumb over at the drow.
They can't even understand you.
Oh, good point.
Maybe.
So it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't know.
Well,
Her limit translate. I give the drow a thumbs up.
I also do it after I've just
Okay.
smacked one on the head.
All right. So you then, as you make that motion, Humdro says, "I'm just like, oh, of course, nice. All right." And Milok kind of lean forward and takes it from your hand, Sabelin, kind of plucks it out like a normal spoon, and puts it in, grabs it in his hand, and he says something to you, And Humdro translates, well, they're going to get to work. And he says, come check in a day or two, and they should have something for you. And he gives you a wink.
Oh.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Be able to get back home okay, or do you want to come with us? We're heading sort of in that direction.
If not, we'll.
I think I'm
we'll
going to stay
be right
here
back.
for a little bit.
Okay.
But I can make it back, no problem. It's not too.
All right.
I mean, I'll just stay outside of the city. That's how we usually get around out here.
Okay.
All right,
Thanks
well,
again for all your help, buddy.
Of course. Thank you, Humdro. As well.
Oh yeah. Well, good luck, and we'll see you soon.
Indeed.
Mhm. I'll give a polite nod at the giants.
Oh shit! Another one's waking up.
I go to the one and kind of lift his eyelids a little and just kind of see if he's okay.
Beneath the eyes are just like spinning, like one clockwise, the other counterclockwise direction.
We better
That's
get
probably
these,
fine. It's probably fine.
It's got
better
little
drop these guys off
queenies.
fast. I'm not sure how many more of these can take.
All right. So you leave, having dropped off the spoon.
Mhm.
You head back towards. Well, where are you heading? Are you heading to where you're supposed to meet them? You're heading to the outpost.
I would say to the meeting spot.
Yeah, meeting spot.
Cool. Yeah, it's just like out here.
You want the pillow? Okay.
All right. So you head over in that direction. Before we do that, let's take a short little break.
Okay.
So let's take like 5 minutes or so.
Oh, okay.
And we'll come back as you guys make your way over to meet up with those drow.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm hungry.
I feel like things are going very smooth so far. I feel like something's gonna go wrong at the drop off.
Things never go our way this way.
We are notoriously bad at negotiations.
Hey, it could go good. You know?
Yeah, come on, guys. Positive mental attitude. Come on.
I wonder just how good of a chance Quarlo has with Queen Lystra, because if we get him big time on our good, if we get on his good side,
Yes,
and then he has it
yes!
in with the Queen,
That's
then
what I'm
doesn't
saying.
Then we're
doesn't
in
ma-
with the queen.
exactly.
That's
that doesn't.
what-
Then it doesn't matter how much of a dick Lieutenant Zaro is. If we're in with the Queen's favorite, favorite plaything, then hey, we're in.
I've got a whole list of drow pickup lines I can feed him.
Well, dude,
Oh,
that's what I'm saying, though. But we have to create rapport with this guy so that, he's our in.
I'm so ready for a whole drow-themed De Serrano situation. Or De Serrano. You guys ever heard of De Serrano? Is that the right reference I'm making? I'm trying to remember. It's the guy with the...
It's DiGiorno.
Ah, that's the one, right. Once you get this pizza situation unlocked, we're in. In like the Giorno.
It's not delivery. It's DiSerno.
The short version of De Serrano is like an old... I forget it's like an old book or old play or something. Which guy... big nose, he's ugly or something, and he's, in love with some lady, but his friend's also in love with her. His friend wants to court her, but it has terrible, pickup lines, doesn't know poetry or anything, so he feeds his friend poems to, say to her to win her over, and she eventually finds out that he's the one who wrote all the poems and goes for him, because, it's that kind of love story. So we just gotta feed all the good pickup lines to Quarlo, and boom. Until Queen Lystra finds out that it was Artemis fitting in those lines and goes for him instead.
The butts. You guys eat the butt of the bread?
Yeah.
I don't.
I guess it depends on the bread. If it's like a nice multigrain, I'll do the butt of the bread. If it's just like a plain
Yeah, if it's like the
No,
nice
loaf.
bread and it's like it's not frozen or toasted and you get the chewy butt, it's
kind of nice.
I hate
Chewy
chewy butts. Those are the worst. Max is just moaning and bitching. Hey! Hey, you! Stop it! He's so cute.
I'll be right back.
Did somebody fall asleep? Sam?
Yes.
Did you fall
I'm-
asleep?
No,
We heard snoring.
not entirely.
Was that you snoring?
No.
What was that? Did you hear it too?
I heard
Are you
it.
lying to me?
I heard it.
I did not hear snoring. But what am I doing here?
We're playing D&D together.
No, I mean like, yes, but
But
Who am I? Where am I?
no, more like, in the group we're just traveling together.
this is true.
I'm back.
True. Welcome back.
I
Are we
don't
getting
need to
deep here?
press any buttons to roll anything is what I mean. I shot up for nothing. I was
Well,
not asleep.
I heard
but
snoring.
I was getting close.
I thought that. I thought I heard snoring.
Yeah, I heard snoring too.
Damn.
This is
And I'm back.
atrocious.
Welcome back.
Who's snoring?
Sam
I'm
was
yawning.
Don't say me, but I don't know. I don't say it's not possible, but
I feel you. Ever
it's been
since,
a long weekend.
yeah,
It was a long weekend. It was good though.
this summer, my bedtime has become much earlier. I'm getting old, guys.
Dude, I found gray hairs the other day. Don't talk to me about that.
Yo, I have gray hairs in my
It's like
beard.
9 o'clock and
Yeah.
I'm like ready for bed.
On my head. Like,
Yeah,
on my
found gray
actual
hairs in my
fucking
beard.
head.
Had a small panic attack.
I've got
Not
like a
even
couple.
beard. Head. Like, on my fucking head.
I got like 2 or 3 follicles on the side of my head that just keep on growing these hugely long, just gray hairs. It's crazy.
Wait, Eric, how old are you?
31.
31.
Not crazy. I know
Damn,
that
dude.
I'm not the oldest here.
I'm turning 33 in like 3 weeks, man.
Man,
Oh,
fuck
nice.
all of you.
I'm 32.
Wait, Josh, how old are you?
I'll be 34 next week.
Wow. Next week. Happy
yeah,
So we
birthday.
got,
Yeah, the
Thank-
7th.
Yeah.
and remind me how old you all are, Ryan and Susan.
I'm 28.
I turned 28 in October.
Oh, just a couple of kids.
We're literally like a few years younger than you guys. Shut the hell up.
I remember
Now
being
listen,
in my
listen,
20s.
whippersnapper. Don't talk to your elder that way.
I remember being in my 20s.
That's how old my little sister is. She's 28. And my older sister is 33.
I remember
guess
being
was one
28
hers.
once. I was miserable then too.
All right. Yeah, I was just trying to think how old I think I was 26 maybe when I first started playing Storm King's Thunder with you guys.
Oh wow.
Maybe
Oh, wow.
27.
No.
Right? Because it was like I think it was like
Yeah, that's about right.
2016.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
because I remember it because I feel like it was like right around when Donald Trump was elected was when we started playing.
I'm pretty sure
Okay.
POTA started up in 2017.
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
POTA is 4 years
Yeah.
old, so yeah, that checks out.
So
Yeah,
I would have
think I
been
may have
28.
just lost my chair to my cat.
Oh no.
Meanwhile, Sam has very different battles.
First, She tried to steal my glasses, and then when I wouldn't let her take my glasses, she just said fine, and she took the chair.
I've known you people for 4 years. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, man,
Beautiful
there's
time.
this one kid in the other game I'm in that I've known apparently since most of his life, he told me, and it scared the shit out of me. He's like, I'm
Huh.
18 now, and you have formed an impactful part of my life, and I'm like, oh god, I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to.
This is all more points in favor of us getting POTA tattoos when the campaign's over.
I
True.
don't like tattoos.
What?
I'm just shooting that out there.
We
I've
could,
never had the money for the one tattoo I wanted, let alone for one I haven't had a
Wait.
chance to.
I'm not gonna get
Kyle, do
actual
you already have tattoos?
I have one. I've been wanting to get another one for a long time.
Where's that? Where's that?
It's on my arm. It's just a cicada.
Oh, that's a good one.
I've always
Why
wanted to
don't you
one
get
on
it
my-
for us, Kyle?
I might.
I'm with you, Kyle. We don't all need to get them, but I might get one now that you mention it. That sounds
Yeah.
really good.
Eric, do you have tattoos?
Yeah, I have a few. I have like
Ooh.
a little bit. I have a huge one on my arm. I got this big one.
Nice.
Oh shit.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
It's a Lord of the Rings quote.
Yo.
Nice.
Because my nerdiness right out there, front and center.
Is it the
That's by
not all
far
who
the
wander
biggest
are
one.
lost?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
the cliche.
That's one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, that's a good line. Yeah. It's
But
great.
it's the whole. It's the whole. It's at least like the, not the whole verse, but I guess like the. What I should know this, like the quatrain, the 4 lines that's
You only
included
teach
in.
it.
The good old quatrain.
That's what you call 4
People all
lines.
over-
I prefer
like
Soul
rhyme
Train.
scheme.
People all over the world. Quatrain.
Train.
There's a
Well, not
tattoo
my
I've always wanted to
poetry,
get.
but
I've
good.
just never had the money
What?
to get it.
When are we doing the in real life episode?
Yeah, that's a good question too.
Oh man, talk about
When are we all free? When are we planning this?
When we do the in real life one, then we can all go to the same tattoo shop.
But once I almost called you Artemis. Once Josh is teaching, then both of us have summers off, so that helps.
Hey.
Okay.
That makes a case for a summer game.
Wait, Josh, I kind of remember you talking about that, but where are you gonna go to teach?
First, he has to
Oh.
deal with the chicken wing shortage.
No. God damn you, Sam.
True.
First, I have to solve that. No.
They won't let him out until he solves it.
Yeah, exactly. First, I have to, first I have to take classes. Well, first I have to apply for classes, then take classes. So it's going to be a year or a year and a half, something like that, before I'm up and running, something like that.
Nice.
I've had friends who told me if you
And you're
want to
teaching
teach
business
and you
like a
want to
work.
do it a lot faster, just go to South Korea.
Okay.
They'll let anybody teach in South Korea, according to my one friend. You just go up and you say you want to teach English, they'll let you.
Fascinating. Don't want to move to South Korea.
You can do China though. China, they can do it too.
No, actually, they are kicking people out of China for teaching teaching English. They don't want foreigners
Rip.
teaching English.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they've
Different.
revoked all of the visas, or it's something like that. Like in order to work in China at all, if you're a foreigner, you have to be sponsored, and they're pulling the visas or they're not renewing the visas. So foreigners teaching in China is dead. Nobody's doing it.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's almost like they're cracking down on certain things like that. Like they don't want people to know about what happens outside of China. I bet that's
No.
not strange. That's not weird.
It's a little worrying, actually, to be honest.
And besides, I totally would rather work in South Korea than China. So
Or Japan, but Japan you actually have to have actual like degrees and shit. Because
I like it if the country I'm staying in isn't committing genocide. So that's just me, though.
No.
Man,
Josh,
I don't know.
let's find
You're gonna
him
be
out.
pretty damn limited. Are you sure you want to stay in the United States?
Anyway,
I mean, Josh just sold me.
before
We're
we
gonna
get
have
these
her.
hot takes.
I mean, Josh just told me we're gonna have her in real life game in South Korea.
There
Okay.
you go.
Sure, we can do
All
that.
right. Well, let's get back to let's get back to Fantasyland. Doodaloo, doodaloo, doodaloo. Wayne's World reference.
It's much appreciated.
What What were we doing? Okay, you were going to meet with the drow.
Yep.
So you
Yeah,
are
'cause
going
that's
to
gonna
the
go well.
you're going to the kind of meeting place where you had previously made contact, where they had told you to come back, Artemis, when you had met before with these drow, and were given this mission. So you roll up with your wagon.
Mm-hmm.
Palouse
I
and
roll
Sable
up.
pulling the wagon. By now you're a little bit tired. You're not exhausted by any means, but Palouse and Sable, and you're definitely like stretch the arms a little bit.
John is practicing his juggling with the +1 daggers he has now.
Okay. Are you casting tongues, Artemis?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and cast tongues on myself so I can speak Undercommon.
Okay. And are you disguising yourself at all? Are you?
I do have that ability again, but no. I'll stay with how I looked to them last time.
Okay. So as you pull up, you see not much. It's just kind of an open courtyard area. But as you pull your wagon into the space and wait there for a moment, you do see some movement around rooftops, alleyways, and windows. And it looks like there were plenty of drow around here that are on the move. And you wait for a minute, another minute, and then from the far end of the courtyard comes striding out who you immediately recognize, Artemis, as Lieutenant Zaro.
Oh.
And Yismit, who he had referred to as his daughter, who was the lady drow who you met, who was the one who you had originally spoken with.
Mm-hmm.
And they come out flanked by a few other drow, come towards you.
I'll take a few steps forward, offer my hand to shake to Zaros.
So as they approach, Zaro looks at your hand, looks up at you, and then reaches out for a handshake and says, looking over at the wagon and the four other drow flanking you, he says, well, it looks like you've kept up more than your end of the bargain.
That I have. As you can see, we can deliver on our promises. Yismit, nice seeing you again. I give her a wink.
She scowls.
Severe as always. Thank you.
And he looks over your group and he says, quite the organization you run with. And as his eyes pass over John, they open a little wider, and he kind of walks right past you, Artemis, and up to John.
I try and stand in front of John as I see him walking over, towards him.
John is just sitting on the side of a cart, huh? What? What's going on?
And John, you see this older-looking drow, not elderly, but middle-aged, walk up directly towards you and walk right up towards your face and place a hand on your shoulder, unless you're getting in the way, Sabelin.
I will get out. I'm gonna start to get in between them, and I'm gonna look at John and kind of see what his reaction is.
John is very confused.
So Sabelin kind of steps forward to defend, and when he does, the lieutenant stops in his place and just speaks to you from a few feet away, John, and says, "My son, it is a pleasure to finally meet you."
Is he saying this?
But he said it in undercommon.
Yeah.
Actually, this time he speaks. He'll speak common.
Seriously, you speak
Common?
common?
Yeah, my eyes go wide at that. And I'm just looking between the two of them.
What the?
I'll turn to all the drow and in undercommon. Okay, seriously, do all of you speak common? Or are you just pulling my leg? Raise your hand if you speak
You
common.
stated that in undercommon.
Yeah. Quarlo, I'm looking at you.
But he's like, no, I swear.
Mm-hmm.
And
Do
John's,
you speak common?
John's just gonna look deep into this guy's eyes and go, "No, you're not Oscar."
His eyes narrow, and he says, "He is not your father. He did not. It is not
Raise
his
me,
kin.
care for me, teach me everything I know about life.
It is not his blood that runs through your veins."
And John just kind of looks at like himself, and when he hears that, and he looks at him and goes, "Please take that out," and holds his arm out.
How quickly you would get rid of the gifts I've given you. The strength.
John starts laughing.
Says, well, you are a strong group. I've seen this. My agents have been following, been watching.
We've noticed.
And I would like to offer. He kind of like glances over, like side eyes you as you speak, Artemis, and then looks back straight to John. And he says,
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm just standing over here. It's fine.
I'd like to offer you my son. Place at my side as we
Take over the
rule
universe.
this kingdom. It will soon be ours again.
John is just gonna look around like, who are you talking to?
To you.
Oh, and he'll look at him and just go, "No, I have no interest in this. I'm only here to save someone, and then I'm gone." Well, and then maybe after that I'll stick around with it. And he points to the group, to Agony and Pelus, and to help them with whatever they need. But this place down here, it holds nothing to me. And he looks directly into his eyes and he goes, "You mean less."
It's a shame. Very well. I wish we could work together more closely, but I suppose I will be happy to admire your handiwork, your carrying the destruction and death that I've laden you with. I'll admire that from afar. And he smiles at you, John, as he walks back over, turns over towards Artemis. And he says, very well, you've kept up your side of the bargain. He snaps his fingers, and Yasmit reaches into a satchel she has on her side, and she pulls out like a wrapped roll of papers, and hands it to the lieutenant, who then offers it up to you and says, "Here is the information we've gathered about the temple and the how well it is armed. You're free to use it as you plan your attack."
Much obliged. Much obliged. I don't suppose you're willing to divulge any more details about your operation so that we could coordinate.
It seems that coordination isn't in your interest right now. And he looks over at John.
Family man, huh? I didn't take you for that type.
You make a lot of assumptions.
Yeah. Would you
I'm guessing this part of the conversation is back out of common.
Yeah. I'm using
John
tongues.
is just
Okay.
sitting there like
I've got an hour of this
picking
thing.
his teeth, just like he no longer has any interest in this.
I turned to John. I was like, "Are you okay? Was that really your dad?"
No. May have been the person who helped make me, but he's not my father.
I
So
get you.
it was a prank?
No,
I
I'm
don't
pretty
get- I
sure
don't
he's
get
the
it.
guy who fucked my mother, who was a slave, and made me. So does that make him my father?
I mean, by blood, I guess, yeah.
And John just looks very seriously at Pelus and goes, "But does that really make him my father? The man who raised me, cared for me, saved me and my mother. What does that make him?"
I totally understand you, John.
I understand you as well.
Okay.
So, Zaro, I think we understand each other here. Okay? As one estranged parent to another. You say coordination isn't possible? Give me some time with John. How about that?
If you can convince him to see the light of what I'm offering, the boon to be a part of his family again, the power that he has, yes, I'd love this.
I see. And when you say what you have to offer, you talk about power, being part of this family. What precisely does that entail? What exactly am I selling him here?
We will rule Belsimer once again. He will have a coveted position within the ranks of Queen Lystra's subjects. And to be frank, I would like to make him king.
Oh, as in, yeah, I've heard the Queen's looking for a consort.
But I've learned, I'm an old man, and I've learned that sometimes you must play the long game.
Fair. And besides, I'll look over at Ismit, then I'll look over at John. Two's kind of enough, don't you think?
I don't catch your drift.
Don't worry about it anyway. Okay, well. So, if I can convince him, more coordination, more cooperation?
Sounds wonderful. if you can convince him to pledge himself back into the family, back to the mission of the Drow, I will gladly work with your party and let you know more explicitly what we plan to do.
All right. Well then, we've got our information. You've got your reclaimed soldiers.
And a little more
Do you have a way of removing those spikes from them?
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry, what?
Okay. So a little more trust between our parties, I hope.
Indeed. You all kept up your end of the bargain. So, I'll bid you adieu. We'll find each other if we need to, I suspect.
I suspect we will.
Right at that exact point, I'm going to contact Orpheus in my mind. I'm going to tell him, all right, get ready. We're going to bust out Oscar.
He goes, okay, what do you want me to do? What do you mean, get ready? I mean, I'm
just be ready. Because we're probably going to end up casting a spell here soon.
Okay, all right.
I'll turn back to the group and in common. Well, everybody, I think we've got what we came here for. Business is done.
I'm just gonna hop back up onto the side of the cart, like, I guess.
I turned to, was his name Grillo?
Quarlo?
Quarlo. I turned to Quarlo, like, alright, good luck with Queen Lestrine, buddy.
Yeah. He gives a little finger gun, and he's like, thank you kindly. I'll do my best.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Quarlo, and a pleasure having awesome conversations with you. I will miss it.
There is a sudden look of shock and shame across John's face as he looks down at his fingers and realizes that every time he's done finger guns, that didn't come from Oscar.
or maybe this drow guy learned it from some captive halfling back at the outpost.
Where you learned it from.
Oh, I like that. That's really nice.
I'm gonna be putting the weapons back into the cart because weren't they holding some or something? We're not giving those away, are we?
Oh, hell no.
They weren't carrying stuff. Everything was in the cart.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They just helped us take it to the cart.
Yeah, they helped you like load up.
We dumped those bodies out though, right?
Yeah,
they took them.
They took them. They have some people there, and they kind of unloaded them, and seemed to be like tying them up and maybe waiting for them to awaken to march them off.
Cool.
Before we break up with Quarlo, any like distinguishing like features of his we can recognize him by?
He looks like John.
I mean, you probably, if you saw him again in a crowd, you would recognize him. You've seen his face. He has kind of a big nose for a drow. He's kind of like
glasses.
Drawed.
He's a nerd. He's got to wear glasses, obviously, right?
Oh yeah.
He's wearing glasses.
Of course.
I'll pull Quarlo aside as we're about to depart, and I'll just sort of carefully, quietly whisper to him, "Hey, listen, you're trying to get in with the queen, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, next time you get a chance, just pull her aside and tell her, "Hey, cutie, how about I make your spidey senses tingle?" I'll just pat him on the shoulder. Trust me, it works every time.
He just kind of face palms. Says,
I bet it'll go great.
Kind of racist, but okay.
Stupid.
Well, you know what? Your mother enjoyed it perfectly fine anyway. I'll march on.
All right, so you get all the get all the drow unloaded off of the wagon, and but you still got the weapons
Mhm.
and armor that you've gathered. All right, and you're kind of just heading your separate ways.
Oh, this wagon's so much lighter now.
Ah, this is so much better.
Yeah, now one of you can pull it. You still wouldn't get a short rest while walking, but it's like not a challenge, not too challenging.
John is still sitting on the side of it the whole time, just like, hey, watch the bumps.
At this point, it's probably starting to. You're probably starting to feel fairly like hungry and tired. It's not quite like late in the evening, but it's early evening on this day that you've run around and done all these things. I'm gonna look at the calendar. What day is it?
I'll look over at John and sort of whisper to him, "Are we being? Can you see if we're being followed
John will look
or
back.
observed?"
Perception check?
Yeah, you can make a perception check. You guys are walking away. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's passive for me.
Yeah, so excuse me. As you walk away, you definitely see they're like the lieutenant and Yismit are watching you as you leave.
Are we being followed?
But once you kind of round a corner, you don't immediately see anyone. You notice there are some drow once again like on the rooftops around this area. But as you start to get farther away, you stop to notice them so much. And you get the idea that you were being pretty like intensely followed after having met with them. After Artemis had met with them, but now they're not so much, though you do still see one every once in a while, and you do think that these drow are just kind of everywhere, and as long as you're in the city, there's a decent chance that there's like some drow scouts nearby.
Yeah, they're just being cautious, kind of thing. Not so much specifically following us.
And that's kind of what they do, right? Is like they like are spies and they hide in the shadows, and they're not like getting into engagements all the time. They're like just watching and planning and sneaking.
Okay. So, what do you think? You want to get Oscar out of his predicament tonight?
John just looks at him dumbfounded, like,
Today.
No, I wish we could have done it 3 weeks ago, but today works.
How about tomorrow?
Okay.
I agree with Agony. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe we'll just put it off till next week, after this whole situation with the Underdark is taken care of. We'll just leave him sitting there.
Are you sure? It sounds like you probably want to get out of there, like, pronto.
John just looks at him and goes, yep. Maybe that's right. Maybe we should just get him out of there ASAP.
Oh, I'm glad I convinced you, because, that sounds awful for him.
You feeling okay, John?
And he just looks at you with this look of, no, not really.
Figured.
Okay.
John, why do you hate them so much?
Isn't it obvious?
No.
Because they're
John just kind of looks at you and goes, and he kind of just walks up to you and gives you a hug and goes, Pelus, I love you. I don't have the time to explain that today.
You feel shame for who you are.
No. But I do have shame for where I come from. I love who I am, but I do not like where I came from. If that makes any sense.
I mean, there's got to be some redeeming aspects about them, right? Something.
I mean,
None that
John.
I've seen to this day.
I mean, as far as I can tell, John's the redeeming aspect of them.
Hey, there you go.
But I was not in any way, shape, or form created by them.
I mean,
Anything good in me was created by Oscar and the friends that he left me with. Though. And then John gets like shivers down his spine. Not the most friendly bunch all.
I think you should accept yourself despite the shame of where you come from.
Oh, I fully will accept who I am. I don't accept them.
That's fair. I mean,
He doesn't have to like them individually.
you don't, but there's got to be something.
But also, you don't have to hate all drow because of the mishaps of your father.
I haven't met one that I like so far.
Those guys, those 4 guys weren't too bad, right?
I mean, Quirrell seemed kind of nice.
They were pretty nice. They were great. I've met other drow that have come up to Silver Moon.
Isn't there a famous one? I thought I saw a book on it one time.
I hear there's lots of books about it.
I think it was in your library, Agony.
Yes, is definitely the god of
I was more a fan of Wolfgar,
dance.
but you know,
Illustre.
Artemis,
That-
so you want to
Mhm.
ask Oscar. You want to talk to Oscar through
Yeah.
Orpheus.
Right.
So you ask Orpheus to ask Oscar how close he is to an exit. And he says he's not that close, that the place where they are, as you've learned, is like an underground little facility beneath a building.
Mhm.
So he could get close to the exit of that building. It's not too hard for him to move around freely from it within that space. But he says, but he does say, but I'm quite hesitant to leave while this collar's on me. So you remember he had some collar by
Right,
which
yeah.
he's being controlled.
We might be, or I'll tell him that we might be able to find somebody who can fix that. We could certainly get you away from your current predicament and away from whoever has that command word. We just came from seeing him. I could turn you invisible right now if you think that can get you out. If you think you can get out with that.
You hear back from him. He goes, they don't call me Smiley for nothing.
All right. I'll look over at John. John?
And he's like, he then says to Orpheus, he goes, oh, that didn't really make sense. I gotta work on my one-liners. I've been down here too long.
John.
John.
Oh, go ahead.
John, I'm a gnoll, right?
John
But
looks at him and goes,
gnolls
no,
are not
I always
typically
just thought
very-
of- I kind of just thought of you as a large puppy.
Well, I'm not a large puppy.
Are you certain?
I guess.
Maybe I can give you that haircut and we can change that point of view.
Wait, you're not a dog? I just thought Agony got a really large dog and taught it to talk.
That's
guys
not
are
That's
so
hard.
changing my
funny.
entire perspective on you.
No.
It's really not hard to do with magic.
I feel like a reverse werewolf that just like turned, into a person on the full moon. We just hadn't gone to that
That's
yet.
right, we never
He's-
got
he's
to
a
see him on a
wolf-wearer.
full moon.
Wolfware.
we never get to see him in a full moon.
No,
Why'd you
trust
have to
me.
jump
Trust
off
me.
into
We've
that?
gone. We've gone down the werewolf line with Palouse before. It didn't go so well that time. Back in the village when I sold him out as a werewolf.
I remember that. That was great.
Don't remember
I
that.
don't remember it.
That's like right after y'all's fight with Johnny that I was absent for.
Yeah, we got our
Must be
asses
like-
kicked, and guards were coming up, and like
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, okay,
yeah,
let's
yeah,
talk to him,
yeah,
and you were
yeah, I
like, you
remember.
both. I was like, werewolf. But yeah, I'll look over at John. John, Dad's coming home tonight.
Which one?
Your Oscar.
Your dad.
Good. Listen, I just had to make sure because this has been a very confusing and weird day.
Fantastic. Yeah, too many feelings for one day. I'll look through Orpheus's eyes to make sure the coast is clear. I don't want him just turning invisible in front of everybody.
So you see that he's kind of put down what he was doing, and he is headed back to what is like his bunk, I suppose. And as he's going, people are not really paying much attention to him. Someone kind of shoves him out of the way as he walks too close to him. But he goes back to his place and kind of closes himself in that enclosed space.
Okay.
Seems to be
Once he's
gathering
there,
some small trinkets there. But yeah.
okay. Then through Orpheus, I'm going to cast invisibility on Oscar.
Right. So you do, or Orpheus casts invisibility. And Orpheus can go invisible just as a trait of his.
Right? Yeah. He just can always be
As
invisible.
an action, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think he still would lose it for casting that, but then immediately could redo it after.
Mhm.
So you do, and now both Orpheus and Oscar are invisible, and Orpheus, Oscar goes, "All right, I'll see you on the outside, little invisible friend." You just hear that voice, and then the door kind of creaks open on its own and closes shut behind, and Orpheus is like, can't see him.
Yeah. Also, I think he just forgot that he doesn't know where we're going, so that's good.
He did say meet you
Fantastic.
on the
I'll look over at
outside.
John. Your father's also an idiot.
No.
Should we go back to the where we met up with him? Or
And honestly, John's just gonna look at him after saying no and gives it a second. He goes, "He is an absolute shit for brains."
To answer your question, Ryan, yeah, but since he's my familiar, I can cast invisibility as myself through him.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
cool. I didn't know
I'm
that was a
familiar.
thing.
You can cast touch spells through.
nice.
So yeah, since we can't really, I'm gonna have Orpheus try to follow him to the best of his ability, like look for doors that open like on
Make
on
me
their
a
own.
perception check.
Yeah, God,
As he's trying to follow.
more. I'm just
Oscar is sneaking
to
out.
run off. Oh, 24.
Okay, nice. So you are able to just barely, like, he keeps losing him, but then he'll see just like a
Can we,
plate.
for
get
flavor
knocked.
points, just get a nat 20?
What was that?
I was thinking this would be a flavor nat 20 for sure, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, he does. I mean, he does follow him as he's just kind of like knocking into things, not Not a lot. I mean, it's very unnoticeable. He seems very sneaky, but Orpheus is paying close attention and is able to see as the slight closing of a doorway just as he enters a room, things like that, and follows him up and out. And then Oscar just kind of goes outside of the building and into. He walks out of the building, and then you see across the alley, across the street in an alley. Orpheus notices that one of the crates there has kind of the top lifted open and then closed slightly, but it's kind of still just barely opened a little bit.
Okay, I'll have Orpheus like flitter over there and just let Oscar know where we're going, how to get there, things like that. And yeah, okay. I guess I'll recall Orpheus at that point.
And where are you telling him to go?
Vale of the Dancing Waters.
Okay.
That's Orgy Drawers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I know those doors. We had a good time back in the day.
I have a terrifying suspicion I know what you mean by no, anyway.
He goes, great place to stretch my legs, all three of them, if you know what I mean.
Yep, you're all right, definitely
I got
John's
it back.
father.
I just needed some fresh air.
Gotcha. Oh boy. I'll recall Orpheus to my side.
All right. Orpheus appears. And presumably Oscar is on his way sneaking to the Vale of Dancing Waters.
Has our group ever talked to Orpheus and like really had like a deep conversation with him?
I don't know about deep conversation, but we probably
No, we
definitely
just
been
recently learned that he is in fact not a bird, I believe.
Yeah, that
ago.
was very recently, and I think Palouse was maybe gone when that happened.
Yeah, Palouse was not here. In fact, Palouse probably still thinks Orpheus is in fact a bird.
No, because we learned that Artemis was a warlock.
Yeah,
and that Orpheus showed himself way before.
Yeah, as soon as you guys knew I was a warlock, you knew about Orpheus. So
I think it's like after the Arjani fight, but before we went.
It was before the Arjani fight.
It was
like
before
as soon
we
as
even
I
went
found
to
out about
Westbridge.
That's
exactly
right.
as we're on our way out. Yeah, because somebody asked like Artemis, how do you know these things? I was like, I'm a warlock. Orpheus is an imp.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's true.
I feel the betrayal all over again.
I just want the party interaction with the frickin' Orpheus. I feel like that'd be funny.
Orpheus appears and he goes, "Hey, I missed you guys. I've been gone for so long. Oh, Palouse, you're back. Nice.
Look, the bird. He has returned.
Oh, this one's back."
He goes,
"Look, Palouse is back too. Actual Palouse, not brain dog thing infected Palouse."
Sablin's back too.
And Sablin?
Yeah.
Palouse got eaten by a brain dog too?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
No.
So why the fuck did you jump off the waterfall? You said you were taken over by something.
He said he was influenced. Mind control.
This guy really takes after his dad."
So it wasn't brain dog related?
No.
No. At least I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Hey boss, next time you send me on a mission, don't just watch me. I can't just watch a guy do chores for that long ever again. That was torture.
Well, I just need you to stay behind and act as a communicator. Sorry. I thought you might be able to pick up some juicy bits of gossip, then I forgot you don't speak any of their languages. I hate it down here.
Yeah, it's like we need a translator or something.
I think you're gonna have to go a lot farther south for him to pick up other languages. Like, he don't speak no languages until you go a lot farther south.
Well, out of the way.
Like
So
Shoal?
I told Oscar we're heading to the Vale of the Dancing Waters. So he should be meeting us there. Hopefully within the hour. That's how long the spell lasts.
Is there a way we can like intercept him to kind of make sure he gets there all right, or?
Well, he's invisible, so hopefully not.
Yeah, from where you are, it'll take you about an hour to get to the Vale of Dancing Waters. So you assume that he can, if he's moving at a decent pace, he'll probably make it outside of the city by the time before the spell wears off.
Okay.
So what's our next step of the plan?
After getting to the Vale, I guess getting more allies from above before
I think so.
an airship
this
shows
place
up.
out of
Sunlight,
Josh's
fresh air,
neck
fireworks.
immediately.
Oh yeah, we gotta find someone to get that collar off of him. That I assume that Artemis told us about.
Yeah, I would have told you about it.
Okay, cool. Okay, good.
I was hoping that maybe the gnomes might be able to help with that. If not, we do know somebody on the surface who is good with machines. A gentleman by the name of Valklandar. He might be able to get it off for us. And if not, we do know a lich who might be willing to assist with that.
Right.
The
Weren't we supposed to do
collar
something
a
for him?
machine?
I mean, perhaps. I mean, it might be a machine. He might have a machine that could remove it.
Okay.
What about the Lich? We were supposed to do something for him. Get a
He wanted us
body.
to find his
Find
brother,
his
if I'm not
brother.
mistaken, or his brother's body.
Didn't we have some kind of lead on that?
I think
The
so. It's
Knights
like
of
a-
Samuel
yeah.
are out to the east.
Hmm.
Yes. That's where it was being delivered. It was, in theory, with the delegation. The Mirabar delegation.
Do we have any? Wait. Okay. I
Do you remember that
we had
from way back
contact.
when?
Yes, but I mean, we
Yes.
had contact with one or two of them at some point. Do we still have a way to get in contact with one or any of them?
So what
Didn't
you
one
know?
of them go with Artemis's children, like family?
What you know of
No.
them? No, that was.
I believe we found all the rest of the surviving delegation, and they already went their ways.
Yeah, what
We
you
helped them.
what you know about that delegation is they came down. The last place they were seen was Belliard, and then they were kind of coming down the way to Summit Hall, and something detoured them. And you guys have pieced together this whole story long ago, but it's been a while, and that they were ambushed by some of the cultists. By, I think, first the stone cultists, and then the water cultist ambushed the stone cultists who had done it, or something like that.
It definitely makes
It was
sense on the
convoluted.
path that they were going into.
And so,
Yeah.
but they, this X here, this yellow, or I'm sorry, not yellow, blue X, was where you had heard that they were ambushed. And you put that X there many, many sessions ago as a place to possibly investigate, but have never gone there.
They had there was something about Summit Hall with his.
Yes, so Summit Hall is where the Knights of Samular are located. Samular is the brother of Renwick. That's whose body was being brought by the
Right.
delegation to be entombed there. That didn't make it there, and that's what Renwick's asking for help with.
Okay. So
I could
yeah,
help find it and bring it there, and then he would offer you help.
I love
Yeah,
this map so much.
I know we don't spend as much time on this one anymore.
There's so many
It's
funny
beautiful.
things on here.
So the people who know about magic head popping collars, would we have better luck with the Lich undoing it or the machine guy undoing it?
I mean it's a lich, so you know.
Yeah, you can make me an Arcana check to try to think about how you think it would be able to be taken off, and who you think might be able to do it that you know.
Let's
I can
find
do
that
an
pack of
Arcana check.
wolves.
Though it'll be a disadvantage.
let's find that pack of wolves we met that long time ago. Ooh, or the
With
Cyclops.
the weird eye.
Oh, the pack of wolves. Yeah, our
They can-
friends.
Yeah, maybe they can get the collar off.
No, it's totally the guy who sold me that candy. He knows how to do magic shit.
Didn't you teach one of those
What about
wolves like, the
Groon?
concept of like the bigger world?
Dude! No, he got it. It's Groon. Groon can do it.
Groon.
Can do anything.
Groon can get the collar off.
Pickle juice. That's how you solve the problem.
It's the good Brian.
Groon's head's so tiny, he must have had a collar like this and shrunk his head to get himself out of it. He must know how to shrink Oscar's head as well.
So
I don't
yeah,
know
we
what
have
we're
no
rolling
fucking idea
arcane
who'd
for.
take like which one would do better.
Yeah, no idea at all.
It's definitely Groon.
Did you roll for me?
Yeah,
No.
that's the one person who has
The one person who actually knows magic?
Who has
Nah, we didn't,
disadvantage?
we
No,
didn't
our-
roll for you.
Our only hope for a good plan.
Come on.
I got a
on my
0.
computer.
Advantage, Susan.
Do you want me to roll for you?
Yes.
Susan?
Yes, please.
I got you. Let's see. You
Disadvantage.
guys are saying some dumbass shit. Agony comes in. And she knows a little bit. You got a 12. Oh no, disadvantage. You got a 9. Okay, never mind.
No better than anyone else.
Still the best.
If you
I would
add
say-
all of our rolls together, it's almost probably enough.
I'm rolling for Sir Cluckers.
Sir
I would
Cluckers
say-
is not here.
I know.
I would say that
Please. Just please show me that Sir Cluckers would know what the answer is would be the great point if he like rolled an nat 20.
something
I
you
can't
you
roll.
would know, Agony, despite what you rolled. You would know that that there's a spell called Dispel Magic, but that it only works up to like a certain it only works up to a certain power level of a spell or of magic to dispel.
Unless you roll well.
Unless you roll well, or unless you, I think, maybe cast it at a higher
Upcast.
level.
Yeah.
So with that knowledge, you're like, who do I know that is super powerful with magic? Like a lich is probably super powerful.
Lich.
There's some of the
Probably
gnomes.
the
Some of the gnomes.
dwarves that resurrected Sablin.
Yeah, the dwarves have powerful magic. Do they know that specific kind of magic? Maybe. The gnomes almost surely know that spell, but they also maybe aren't that strong magic casters necessarily. You're not sure. So you get an idea of like the gnomes, the dwarves, the lich would all be good places to start, but
Rohini.
Rohini. Rohini does pop into your mind as an
Sure.
option. You think she'd definitely be able to get rid of it?
Immediate
the match.
no.
I like to imagine
I mean-
that Sable and Palooza and John are just in a huddle talking about Groon potentially shrinking his head to get himself out of a similar collar before we turn to present our plan, and they give us a good one in response.
And then John just goes, yeah, well, I guess that'd work, but just remember, if it doesn't, ruined.
Is untied.
Ruined if
Well,
it doesn't work.
Thank you.
All right.
Artemis, are you
Well,
okay? Do you have the sniffles?
I think that I think I caught some pollen down here. I think the flowers around.
so you all
Those
have these
goddamn
conversations.
underground chrysanthemums.
Y'all are having this conversation as you head towards the Vale of Dancing Waters, and John is preparing to be reunited with his true father, Oscar, after all these years. And that's where we're going to end tonight. We'll pick up next session as you guys get to the Vale of Dancing Waters, and you can think about what you want to do after that.
Oh, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And it's like
boy.
the end of the day, so you guys are probably going to want to rest there. And another day is passed towards... It's getting closer to whenever these motherfuckers are going to arrive, but you still probably have at least like 4, maybe 5 days
So yeah, it still seems like our best shot. I guess the biggest question is, are we going to be able to get both the Lich and Valkendar kind of on board with 5 days? Like, that's the big question. If not, we're going to have to
It's
pick
been that many
one.
days already. Okay.
So
I think it's
John
been. I think
would
it's been like
totally-
3. Maybe today is 4.
John would.
But you
totally
also are
offer
not
to
sure
be
exactly
part.
when they're going to
Yeah,
show up.
yeah.
It's like approximately a 10-day. So.
Mhm.
So you're right. I think with that original guesstimate, I think it's only been 3 full days since then. I think this is like the end of the 3rd day. with
Because
the first
we
day
met
being
Zook
that day.
yesterday. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess that's right.
Yeah,
So who knows? You got like
Yeah.
maybe 8 days, maybe 5.
Who knows?
Time doesn't exist in this weird, dark, underground void that we
True.
live in currently.
Yeah, it would be ideal if we could get both the Lich and Valkendar on a side. So between undead, constructs, golems, smashies, we have all of our allies having things they can't get by controlled by illithids. So it'd be great to get all of those, but depending on how fast we can travel once we're back on the surface, we might have to pick between the Lich or Valkendar.
Could we see the map one more time? Sorry.
Yeah, I can leave you on this one. Or nope, that's Red Larch.
I like partnering with the Lich. That sounds fun.
It does sound like a lot of fun, to be honest.
It does sound like fun. It's also pretty close too.
And remember
Also,
that
it doesn't sound like it can go wrong at all.
Yeah, and remember that like the ultimate plan is that these will be units that you will be commanding. So whatever allies you make, that's more units that you'll have to like command when we do this like final assault
Let's
on
just-
the temple.
Let's just raise the dead. So, dude, let's get a fucking army of the dead, and we're good to go.
Well, you killed the necromancer in like the session 5 or something. So
You haven't really messed with
You've
undead.
killed a couple of them.
Even session
Yeah,
1,
that's
we
true.
were fucking with ghosts. So undead have never been our friend.
What's the
There are no
difference
such thing
between-
as ghosts.
What's the difference between a Lich and a
Yeah, except for those things we tricked out of treasure.
necromancer? I don't really. I don't know
What
how to-
necromancer
It's like a
is
level
anybody who practices necromancy. A lich is an undead spellcaster.
yeah,
It's
a lich is like
specifically
a
a
powerful
wizard who-
wizard.
It's a wizard who put their soul into a Horcrux. That's
Yeah,
literally what it is.
They've like put their soul into what's called a phylactery.
He's a
And they can
Dumbledore.
Dumbledore.
live forever. Yeah,
Wait,
that's
what's
It's
the other one?
fucking dude. It's a Horcrux. Like
Who's
it's a
who's
fucking
the
Horcrux.
fucking snake man?
Voldemort.
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 That's the one.
yeah, Voldemort's just like a powerful
Baltimore is a
lich
lich.
with
Perfect
7
Yeah.
example.
phylacteries.
Right. But yeah, if we're at the Vale of Dancing Waters, so that X is pretty close. The general sort of probably area we're looking to cover is between that and Summit Hall, somewhere along this river, and then we'd
Yeah.
want to go back to Sacred Stone Monastery. So that would be the 4th time we've been there, I think, this campaign, and we still didn't actually kill the boss. So that's fun. That's some
So are-
nostalgia bit.
So are you saying we should just do it now?
I think that is probably like the easiest thing we could do right now. Valkendar, I believe, is over here inside the red circle at the blue X. I think that's
He's down
supposed to be
here at
Valkendar.
the bottom. I think
Oh.
you can see him there.
Oh, that's pretty close too.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
I was thinking
So he's
of,
all
like-
the way over here.
I was
the
thinking he's
blue
way
X-
off.
I think is where
Isn't Valkendar the one that brought a bunch of machines to
Mhm.
clean up the knolls inside the town?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
He has a bunch of he's the
No,
one
that
who,
was a one.
who took a bunch of live gnolls.
who bought your old house.
Yeah.
No, that
Yeah.
was a one shot. None of that.
We've never actually met Valkendar
No,
himself.
no,
That is
it,
correct,
It
yeah.
actually
It's
happened.
both.
Yeah, you met
We've met his
representative.
minions.
I think this X was supposed to be some sort of tower we saw in the distance.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was.
Yeah, honestly, those are like Valkendar's Tower and all the lit stuff is a lot closer to each other than I thought they were going to be. So we might
Yeah.
be able to hit both with our time frame.
Or we
Mhm.
could
Vale.
always split it if we had to. John
Vale-
and Oscar could try and go and convince the Lich to help him and us. Well, the others can go the other if we needed to. Or one other could join us and, the other three can go. However you know what I mean?
I'd rather stay together.
We should always
Just
stick
because
together.
Always stick together.
John is full on all about right now getting Oscar out of his situation.
Well, he's out. of
we
his
could
situation.
after we resolve the Oscar situation, go back to Westbridge and bully the Silence into helping us
What does the Silence
after we kicked their asses last time.
What does Silence even have to offer? Were they actually like a substantial thieves guild or whatever they were?
They're like Thieves Guild, yeah. They
Wasn't my
actually
brother's
might be a
name?
good replacement for the Drow in case the Drow now hate us.
True. Your brother was
Why
Vo,
would
right?
they hate us?
Yeah, he's been thrown around a few times. What happened to my brother again?
Your brother, they were working with the water cultists. The whatchamacallit, the Mischievers.
Hmm.
The Mischiever tribe, that's the one your brother.
How could he go to the anime? What an idiot.
Tisk.
We still didn't have that. We still didn't have Palouse and Vo fight shirtless in the rain, and the Palouse take over the Mischievers by defeating brother. That'd be great.
It'll be like, brother, my brother, and then it does the whole
Or
thing.
it'll
And,
happen right next to a volcano and one will certainly not survive.
Exactly.
and then Mew and Mewtwo start fucking shooting lasers at each other and turn me into stone.
And then it turns out that Palouse and Vo were just two halves of one original Null, and they fused back together.
No, listen, I can't handle another Pikachu versus Pikachu slap fight.
Yeah, I
Like,
know,
that
right? That-
truly hurt me on the inside.
it was a little emotional. There's a lot of references going around.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Eric. The Soundgarden Forest. Isn't that where the tribe is? Where we met one of the members as she was trying to escape the fire cult.
Yes, yeah, you
Okay.
met.
They're like druids or some shit, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's some
you
sort of
met a
druids.
it's one of the the Uthgard tribes, which are
Mhm.
various tribes that are in this region. In the Westwood, there is another one. God, I
West
can't remember the names
Side.
of these tribes now. They're in that document.
We don't have a long time, right? We have like 10 days or something.
Well,
Yeah, you have 8 days around.
It sounds like a max 8 days. Potentially they could show up sooner. So between 5 to 8 sounds about right.
He's probably flipping like a coin every single time to see if it counts or not.
Yeah, so I feel like Lich stuff, Valklandar as a second, and we try to do the stuff close by the Vale of the Dancing Waters. If we have time, wherever we end up, maybe shoot over and try and grab somebody else if we have time. But
And also,
I feel like robots and skeletons are in our future.
And also, you want to think about what is your plan when, this timeline is for when
We're getting allies, but we
in
still have to
theory,
plan.
the cultists are going to come back and invade the temple themselves, right? So, are you attacking when? Are you trying to be ready to attack when they attack? Are you trying to get in there before them? Are you trying to wait
for them
till
to
they
die?
fight and then
wait
go
for
in?
them to initiate, get
We
into
should-
fighting, and then take over after.
All great ideas. Let's see what we have after a couple of days, and then we can sort of start piecing it together. Because if it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get much more, we might want to hold off and attack when they attack, or maybe try and cut in. I don't know, but
This sounds
we
like
should
some
have a-
chaos shit. Shit's gonna go
Mhm.
down.
Oh yeah, Oh, yeah.
We still need to look at the documents the Drow gave us, assuming that they actually have real info and it's not all just a bunch of
it's just a bunch
crayon
of
drawings.
crayon.
Did
Yeah,
we
you
look
could
at
have
it before we
looked
left?
them over. It looks it looks legit. It looks like a floor plan of the temple.
Mhm.
And an information about like their various amounts of drow and duergar and deep gnomes that they have, like rough numbers about keeping track of where they've seen troops of them and how many numbers patrol and where there's like maps of Belsimer with where their patrols are. So it's like some pretty detailed information.
Hey, who has keen minds so they remembered all of that perfectly?
None of us. I do have a plan though. Like in terms of like how to confirm or deny this drow intel and maybe keep the drow on our side.
Does it involve playing matchmaker with? I am the worst with names. It is Queen. Oh god, Queen something.
Queen
Listerine.
Listerine. Queen Listerine.
No, the other one. Quarlo.
Quarlo,
Yes.
Quarlo.
Does the plan involve playing matchmaker between Quarlo and Queen Listerine? Queen Listra.
No, you know, like as much as I'm really pulling for Quarlo, I don't think I feel like we don't really have the time frame for that.
Okay.
Quarlo's also kind of not got game. Not gonna lie. I think Drow Queens like winners. They like their war heroes to not get captured.
So John,
What the heck?
John. So all we have to do is get John to, to go back to his dad and maybe, start courting a nice lady. If John's not up for it, there's always mind control of John. Or I could go in disguise. There are all sorts of things we could do.
I want to see you pretend to be John to
Oh,
go
God.
up with the Queen of Drow. That is a session I really want to see.
I do have drow pickle lines. But we'll see how it goes.
I would love to watch that.
I'm just picturing just a one-shot side session of Artemis in disguise as John, and then the rest of us just play other drow in the situation.
You have Palouse in the background wearing like a white wig, trying to pass off as a drow.
Hello, boys.
Sablin's like, I love spiders.
Yes, I love
drow.
spiders.
Yeah.
Drows love the webs, like the web slingers.
Well, on that note, everyone, I think I'm gonna go head off.
Yeah, it's late.
Nice, yeah, me too.
I'm very tired.
That was a lot of fun.
Good session.
I'll see. So we'll plan to just do our next one 2 weeks from today on the 14th.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. I'll see y'all then.
All right, then.
Good evening, everyone, and good game.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Nice
Good night.
Good game.
Night, guys.